Dividing rational numbers. This is section 5-4 in chapter 5. We're going to be dividing rational numbers, which we know rational numbers are numbers that can be written as a fraction. So basically, we're going to be talking about dividing by a fraction. Let's think about what that means to divide by a fraction. Here we have the problem 4 divided by 1/3. And in our model, in our picture, we have 4 whole things that have been divided into thirds. And if you look, if we divide 4 by 1/3, how many parts do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So think about what it means to divide by a fraction. We're seeing how many parts there are of that size fraction in this in your model. To do this section, we have 2 new vocabulary words. We have multiplicative inverse and reciprocal. The nice thing about this is they mean exactly the same thing. They are the flip of a fraction. So if you have the fraction 1/3, the multiplicative inverse or the reciprocal is 3 over 1. And you'll notice if you multiply these 2 numbers together, you get 1. 1 times 3 over 3 times 1 equals 3 over 3, which is 1. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to do that in a couple other examples. -3/8. What's the flip? The numerator goes up, the denominator becomes the numerator, and the numerator becomes the denominator. So the flip, or the multiplicative inverse of -3/8 is -8 over 3. That's easy. A little more complicated with a mixed number. We have 2 and 1/5. The first thing we're going to have to do is change that to an improper fraction. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11/5. Then, to find the inverse, we just flip and becomes 5 over 11. Easy enough. Well, if you'll take a second, pause the video. I'd like you to do problems 1, 2, and 3. Find the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of these 3 fractions, 7/8, -6, and 5/6, and 12. When you're finished with these 3 problems, restart the video. Restart the video. We're going to go finish section 5-4. We have about 3 or 4 things to learn in section 5-4. So do these, pause the video, then start the video back up. I'll see you in a second. Thank you. All right, we're going to divide fractions. How do we do that? It's very simple. You multiply by its multiplicative inverse. So that means that you have to multiply by the multiplicative inverse. It means you take 1/4 divided by 5/7. You change 1/4, stays the same. You change it to a multiplication problem, and you multiply by the inverse, which is 7/5. And you multiply across 1 times 7 over 4 times 5. And of course, you get 7 over 20. All right, let's try one of those. 1/3. First step is always to write my problem down. 1/3 divided by 5/9. Second step, multiply by the inverse. 1/3 times 9 over 5. Okay, can we cross reduce? Can we cross reduce? We could here with the 1 and the 9, and what do we get? Then we have 1 times 3 over 1 times 5, or 8 over 5. All right, let's try a different one. 5/8 divided by 6. Step number 1, always write your problem down. Now, 6. Let's go ahead and change that to our improper fraction, which would be 6 over 1. Step number 2, multiply by the inverse times 1 over 6. Don't forget to flip. And can we cross reduce here? I'm not seeing anything. So then we just multiply straight across. 5 times 1 and 8 times 6 equals 5 over 48. So there's our answer, 5 over 48. All right, now it's your turn again. We'll do problems 4 and problems 5 on paper so I can see it. We will review it the next day in class. I will be looking for this work to be shown step by step. And go ahead and pause the video. Do your problems. When you're done with your problems, start the video back up. Okay, dividing by a mixed number. All right, we have two mixed numbers, -7.5 and 2 1/10. First step to every problem, copy down your problem, -7 1/2 divided by 2 1/10. Step number 2 for dividing, you're going to what? Multiply, oh no, just kidding, my bad. Let's step number 2, we have to change these guys to improper fractions. Okay, so -7.5 becomes 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1 is -15/2. 2 1/10 becomes 2 times 10 is 20 plus 1 is 21/10. That's step number 2. Step number 3, multiply by the reciprocal, 10/21. Okay. Step number 4. Well, let's just go ahead and write this all up on the same table, and everything below that belongs below our denominators. And now let's cross reduce. Looks like here and here we can cross reduce to be 1 and 5, and here we divide by 3. That becomes 5 and 7. So now we have 5 times 5 and 1 times 7. 5 times 5 is 25. 1 times 7 is 7. So we have 25/7. And of course, we need to what? Simplify. 25/7. 7 goes into 25 3 times with 4 left over, sevenths. And don't forget, we have our negative sign, so it's a -25/7, a -3 4/7. Guess what? Your turn again. Stop your video. Do this problem number 6. Find the quotient, put it in simplest form. When you're finished writing this problem down on your paper, you may start the video back up, and we will do 2 more parts to this lesson. All right, actually just 1 more part to this lesson. We're going to divide algebraic fractions. Works just the same as dividing numerical fractions. We have number 1. We're going to write our problem down, 3xy/4 divided by 2x/8. Got our problem written down. Step number 2, flip the fraction, multiply by the reciprocal. So we have 3xy/4 times 8/2x. Let's write that so it's all on the table. 3xy. Now, wait a second. Hold on, let me do that differently. Let's just do it as another step. That's the way we did it before. So step number 3, 3 times x times y times 8. All over 4 times 2 times x. Okay, now we're going to cross reduce. What will cross reduce? Well, the x's will cross out. The 2 and the 8 can cross out to be 1 and 4. I don't see anything else that we can cross out, so step number 4 will be to go ahead and multiply. 3 times 4 is, oh, just kidding, Mrs. Clack, what did you miss? Anybody else catch that? This becomes 1 and 1. Okay, so now what do we have on top? We have a 3 on top. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the y. We'll have our y there. And what do we have on the bottom? 1 times 1. So our answer is, and that is not in simplest form. This would be simplest form for 3y over 1 is 3. Guess what? This is your last your turn problem, number 7, 2ab divided by 5b. Go ahead and write this down on your paper, work it out till it's in simplest form, and I will be looking at this problem the next day in class. When you've finished this, we are done with section 5-4, dividing fractions. Tomorrow in class, we will do more practice problems and homework on this lesson.